In the past, they have tried to specify a pattern of rest, and some still do today, against which accelerations could be defined. For Newton, that standard was absolute space. For Mach, they were the distant stars. None of them, not even Einstein, specified a mechanism by which the object acquires its mass, its inertia, the attribute that fights against acceleration. The answer is that all mass is just a well-defined amount of motion. Mass in a given state of motion is a well-defined type of motion and therefore resists any other types of motion. Then it resists accelerations. Since the universe is eternal and infinite, there is no new scientific experiment in the universe. The fact that each and every scientific experiment is always repeated with extreme perfection is a strong argument in favor of the eternity of the universe. We are also scientific experiments in whatever situation we find ourselves. We are always completely subject to the workings of physics, and we are also eternal. We repeat ourselves in perfect copies right here in this universe. Many physicists, the sensible ones, consider the standard model of the Big Bang theory very artificial. These scientists do not accept the fact that the Big Bang model depends on very difficult initial conditions of regulation that have no theoretical explanation. Contradictorily, according to them, the best way to understand the Big Bang inflation is to conceive it as an event that takes place in a pre-existing universe, and not as the creation of the universe itself. The scenario imagined for the moment of the emergence of the universe, the chaotic, fierce, and energetic Big Bang, is actually just a guess. In fact, even the creators of the Big Bang model do not know what it was like, and without this information, they cannot convincingly assess the probability of inflation occurring. There is a huge black hole in knowledge about the Big Bang. Locally, all the galaxies that we can observe seem to be moving away from each other faster and faster. But even the data on this information are not conclusive. Thousands of articles have been written about this inflationary scheme. Shakes through space are what produce clumps of matter. One of the great wonders of the scientific age, of our age, is that we can understand the universe. Today, we can answer Leibniz's question about why the universe exists. Through the use of pure logic on empirical information, we can explain why the universe exists and why physics is commanded by the singular set immutable by time and space of laws and principles that we know, and the universe is constituted by the specific components that we observe. From the infinitely extended continuity of the void comes all the mass and energy that make up the universe. The tension formed by the continuity of the extended void answers why things exist instead of nothing, because there are force fields in space. Universally, quantities of matter are distributed perfectly uniformly in space. Why do we see an egg crash, but never see it crack back together? The most important thing is to know that an egg can physically crack back together with the shell intact, and the yolk and white inside separated from its pieces and disorganized mixing, although the probability of this happening is extremely small. There is no law of physics that forbids an egg to crack. The concept of entropy, the law of physics that says that disorder always increases, is a completely relative concept. The concept of order or disorder is totally relative to who sees them and who qualifies them as such. The arrow or direction of the passage of time indicated by entropy works by pure statistics. Eggs most often break apart simply because they are far more likely to do so. Taking everything into account from locality to universality, one can observe a pattern that goes from what appears to be complex to what appears to be simple, that seems to go from diversity to unity. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to my channel and give your like if you enjoy it.